Hello everybody, it's Space Does Sports, and today I'm doing the Chicago Street Race overview. Now, the race didn't have too many cautions. The big highlight from this race was when early in stage one, pretty sure in the first 5-6 laps, Carson Hocevar gets spun after hitting the inside barrier, hitting the outside wall, and then losing control, and then collecting Austin Dillon, Daniel Suarez, and some guy that was racing part time in the 31 car. I forget his name. I think it's Jason Button. I don't know. I don't think it's him though. It's one of those guys that does part time at the road courses, and multiple other good cars. And it took out a lot of heavy hitters early, and they were under red flag for the longest time for that. And then when they went green, it was the Michael McDowell show. Like, he was out showing Shane Van Gisbergen for a while. Then pit strategies became a thing, and a lot of people had different strategies because the race was a shorter race. And then you had a few spins. Kyle Busch spin. I think Kyle Larson spun at one point. Quote me on that, but don't quote me on that one. But he might have spun. I know a few people spun. Michael McDowell did win stage one, but then in the second stage he had gearbox issues, which ended up taking him out of the race, which only really left Shane Van Gisbergen to win it. As for a little bit, it looked like Allmendinger had something for him, but that ended up never going through, and then so he dominated the whole race pretty much after that. But then a controversial ending where Cody Ware slams into the tire barriers, says he needs help, and they didn't call the caution until Shane Van Gisbergen crossed the checkered light flag, and then they immediately threw the caution right after that. So I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying NASCAR is rigged, but I'm sensing a bit of an NFL style rigging here just to make sure, because it seemed like a couple cars might have been better than Shane Van Gisbergen at the end, possibly, because Kyle Busch seemed fast. I'm saying this as a Kyle Busch fan. So I'll admit that might be a bit biased, but he did seem fast and might have time for Gisbergen, or something might just took him out knowing that was their only chance. And maybe NASCAR didn't want that, but I'm not going to say anything like that because I'm not too sure, because we can never be sure. But it is definitely a bit fishy from NASCAR to wait to call the caution. Cody Ware did say he needs help, and the only way he can get help is the AMR safety crew, which they can only come out during cautions. And he might needed those extra 60 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds that they didn't call the caution. Definitely something that they need to do better on. I mean, one thing I did notice though is that I saw a video of this dude compare the times between when Kyle Larson hit the same tire barrier in like a similar situation than Cody Ware. It took them to throw a yellow like 3 seconds after it happened. 3 to 4 seconds after Kyle Larson hit the tire barrier. But it took them around between 30 seconds and a minute to get called the yellow for Cody Ware. That's a bit suspicious, and also showing that they favor drivers over theirs. That is confirmed. That you cannot deny, that NASCAR prefers some teams over the other. As I've always said, Hendrick and Joe Gibbs Racing are NASCAR's babies that they cherish and favor. I've said this in another video, and it's true. We can't deny that. But hey, I'm coming from a driver. I'm a fan of Kyle Busch. She used to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing. Even back then, I admitted that. Yeah, Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick Motorsports are very much favored by NASCAR. But that's just how it is. It's how it is in a lot of sports. But that's just how it is. But anyways, I'm not going to yap about that. Overall, it was a solid race. Definitely wish Chicagoland was back on the schedule and not this. But hey, it's what it is. Now, we don't know. This could be the final race here. It could be not. But either way, solid race. Also, I will be re-uploading a lot of videos from my main channel, Spaceship Productions, because I used to do sport videos on there, but I focus on gaming there, so two completely different topics just don't collide. I was going to do a Roblox video for today's, for a video tonight, but OBS is not cooperating with me. And if you watch all the channels, my apologies if I haven't been uploading for a while on any channel, really. But really, that's all I gotta say about this week's NASCAR race. And yes, re-uploads coming soon.